On a brilliant night for soccer in Louisville, Kentucky, it's Louisville City and Pittsburgh Riverhounds for the 23rd time. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. It's Pups at the Pitch night here at Lynn Family Stadium. The dogs are out, and this will be an enjoyable matchup to watch between two teams with title aspirations out of the East. Alongside Eric Dobransky, Michael Watrang with you as we take a look at the Eastern Conference standings. Louisville City trying to keep track with Loudoun right now, but the top five pulling away from the rest of the pack. The Hounds need to snap a three-game league skid here this evening. Lou City is the last remaining unbeaten team in the USL Championship. They've only trailed for 32 minutes this year.
And Michael, they feature variety within their depth. They can ask a multitude of questions in each match. They play with this clear identity and most importantly, collective execution. Match after match, they are collectively winning the big moments in each box, and they boast the numbers that back that up. A +8 goal differential and only 4 goals conceded.
One of the best defensive teams in the league, also has a plethora of options in the attack. Our player profile tonight is presented by Commonwealth Credit Union. Ray Serrano, 8 goals, 6 assists last year, a team leading 4 goals this year.
And it's his positioning. Not only is it progressive, but it's relentless. Whether he is on or off the ball, he is always upgrading the space he occupies, and that work is translating to an explosive level of production.
The Hounds have dropped 3 straight league games, but it didn't stop them from becoming the only USL Championship team to advance to the round of 16 in the US Open Cup, largely thanks to this miss by NYC in late going, and it set up a 96th-minute game winner from Beto Edrak.
And games are defined by moments, and NYCFC missed theirs. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds made theirs and are advancing to the round of 16.
The Hounds have the 3rd fewest goals in the league this year. Danny Griffin will need to play a key role tonight. Bob Lilly said that he's one of the most valuable players in the league.
One of the most difficult things to do at the professional level is be that reliable two-way threat. Game in, game out. Danny Griffin does it. Regardless of what the game is presenting, he finds a way to affect the outcome, and it's his elite decision-making and adaptability that make him so dependable.
Lou City has won 12 consecutive at home. They look to match a USL Championship record tonight. Pittsburgh, on the other side, haven't lost 4 straight since 2016. Which team will see that string continue? Find out next.
This is a Toyota Grand Highlander.
Toyota took the best-selling Highlander and made it bigger, more powerful, and more fuel efficient.
With your choice of 3 different powertrains, with a driving range of nearly 600 miles on a tank of gas, and you've gotta love the 12.3-inch touchscreen.
The big news is right back here, with over 20 cubic feet of cargo space.
Behind a full-size 3rd row.
Now get 6.75 APR financing on any new Highlander or Grand Highlander.
Toyota, let's go places.
Summer is heating up with beach vacations, road trips, backyard barbecues, and fireworks. So fuel your summer with MyCard, only from Commonwealth Credit Union. MyCard gives you 3 points for every dollar you spend on transportation and travel, and 1.5 points for everything else, all with no annual fee, no foreign transaction fees. Don't have MyCard? Don't flip out. Flip the balance with a balance transfer and fuel your summer with MyCard, only from Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently.
Parlor Pizza and Pints. Enjoy award-winning artisan pizzas, smoked wings, and craft cocktails at 6 Louisville area locations.
This is Lynn Family Stadium's premium club area. You come in here on a game day, it's an all-exclusive experience with food and drink. You get to see the team come out.
Have you heard of Brian Ownby?
Oh, yeah.
His speed on the pitch is...
I'll be out there in a sec. Feeling a little slow today.
We know Candace will be watching, and you can too. Watch Louisville City all season long on WBKI and on WDRB+.
Staying on top of the big stories is a really important part of my job, and the WDRB News app makes that really easy to do no matter where I am. I can be at the grocery store, the doctor's office, or anywhere out and about. I can watch live and stay on top of the day's news. It's like taking WDRB with me everywhere I go.
The USL on CBS is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel partner of the United Soccer League. Michael and Eric back with you as we take a look at our starting lineups for the match. Brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Sean Tosh back in. After 21 straight starts, he started on the bench against Minnesota United in the Open Cup.
And anchors a back line that introduces Josh Jones stepping in at center back, a towering presence in aerial duels, but also a playmaking defender that'll play through the lines. And Carlos Miguel Jr. and Taylor Davila will anchor and run the tempo in midfield.
On the other side for Pittsburgh Riverhounds, they're trying to get a little bit more firepower. Joining Augie Williams, you have Burton Jacqueson up top.
A big boost for the Pittsburgh attack that has only scored 6 goals this season. Bob Lilly wants his team to show a level of threat, and that combination up top will provide just that. And they want to set the tempo early and often to get into this match.
Ready to roll here tonight. It's the debut of the 1778 kits for Lou City. The deep blue kits representing the former Louisville flag against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds in the gray and yellow kits. We're underway here this evening. 23rd meeting between these two clubs here tonight. Pittsburgh only one win in the last 8 meetings between these two sides, but we know that these two groups can play some tight matchups. And Eric, when you look at these two teams, you have Lou City coming off of that loss against Minnesota United in the Open Cup. Danny Cruz said that he was a little bit frustrated by the fact that they didn't take advantage more of their early chances.
Yeah, a Lou City side that just continues to stack performances, and that loss on Wednesday, their first amongst all competitions. They're going to want to bounce back today. Have not lost 2 matches in a row in quite a long time, but this Pittsburgh Riverhounds side is so difficult to break down, so tough to play through, and obviously trying to take that momentum from their Wednesday night advancement in the US Open Cup, take that back into the regular season, because offensively, this is a Hounds side that wants to start clicking, and also understanding that it's going to be a bit patient in terms of how they see this all come together.
Bob Lilly said that when you look at his side, you hope that it kickstarts a roll. This is the first of 4 straight matches that'll be played away from Highmark Stadium in Pittsburgh as they started with this challenging stretch against Louisville City.
And I thought April was brutal to them. They were at Charleston, at Loudoun, at Detroit City for the Jägermeister Cup.
This ball thrown in, knocked down, bicycle from Augie Williams, arcs out. There is a look at Danny Cruz. You mentioned the back-to-back losses only happened 9 times under Cruz, 23 wins in 34 chances after a loss under Cruz.
Their ability to respond has been something you talked about, their unbeaten run to open the season in the regular season. It's almost become expected from Lou City every season, still much appreciated in terms of what you see in both boxes from Danny Cruz's group, but just a group that is so focused on the game-by-game process that they don't get lost in all the numbers, they don't get lost in all the talk, they just approach it. And the depth is such a key piece, and the depth that they feature that provides something different as we see Bob Lilly.
Bob Lilly knows the challenge that Louisville City have presented for him. It's a group that is winless in their last 5 on the road. They haven't won on the road since October 19th. So what we're keeping an eye on here tonight, Louisville City, 12 straight home regular season wins. A win tonight, they would tie the all-time USL record with the 2014 Orlando City team. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh have lost 3 straight league matches. They've never lost 4 in a row league matches under Bob Lilly. The last time that it happened was July of 2016. Here's Griffin. Gets it over, Jackson Walty. Bobbles, and it's taken away. Numbers forward here. Taylor Davila curls it wide. It's an excellent touch from Manny Perez. And he draws the foul, and Lou City will have a free kick.
And already early on, Pittsburgh is going to be very disappointed in their decision making. They get a terrific play in midfield, and you you feel like they could continue their runs, they can continue to play forward, but they decide to play sideways. Leads to the turnover, and then how potent Lou City are in that quick transition, the ability to get numbers, climb the field. Now they earn an early free kick.
It's a fifth-third free kick for Lou City. Mogel and Davila. Mogel curls this ball around. Down in trouble initially. Rolls out for Manny Perez. Mogel. Davila. Darts past one. Pushes it forward. Has to get it back. Mogel. Eden McFadden. Ball given away right to Jackson Walty. Augie Williams charges after it. Commonwealth Credit Union. To learn more about how we could help you meet your financial goals, visit WeSeeYouDifferently.com.
The questions that Pittsburgh are going to have to answer tonight is what they look like with rest defense, what they look like in that transition moment. Lou City have become a direct side, and a side that is so dangerous without the ball. I mean, you can look at numbers, you can look at possession, you can look at all those kinds of stats. They do not concern themselves with possession numbers, and they want to make sure they're structured, but that structure leads to an immediate outlet and some of that dynamic play that they showcase and feature. So that's going to be important for Pittsburgh, is the ability to put first ball pressure on Lou City, to influence where that next ball is played. And it's always those moments where you've got to make those quick decisions.
Pittsburgh have only scored 6 goals this season. That's tied for the 3rd fewest in the league. They've only scored multiple goals once through the first 7 matches of the year. A team that hasn't attempted double-digit shots at any point during the regular season so far, as they try to find their grips, but the task difficult. Lou City has given up the fewest goals in the league so far, just 4 on the year.
And that's where, on top of being solid in transition and that rest defense, starting early is so important for Pittsburgh. You can't be chasing this game. I mean, you're playing such a difficult side to break down as well in Lou City. Only 4 goals conceded.
He fires this along, and on the chase, it's Perrin Barnes circling, cuts it back up top. Robbie Mertz muscles, and it's knocked away by Damian Loss.
What a quality decision by Barnes. You had 2 players in Jockeson and Williams driving to the goal, and then Robbie Mertz, that late run, picking him out top of the box, but Damian Loss coming up with a big early save.
Robbie Mertz prepares with this, closing in on 20 career goals and 20 career assists for Pittsburgh. Would be the 3rd man to do that. As he unleashes this ball in, skipped along, comes back out, knocked to the ground, but we get the whistle and the foul before Danny Griffin's shot. Angles at the target as you look at Matt Thompson, our official tonight. 3rd game that he gets the whistle, giving out 11 yellow cards and 2 red cards.
I was gonna say
11 red cards would be a lot in that short window.
I was gonna say we were gonna be in for a might be playing 7-on-7.
Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of Lou City. Get all your Lou City tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek. Your ticket to great seats.
I mentioned the direct play earlier, but this is still a big part of Lou City's identity, the ability to build through the thirds, make make sure they're moving defenders, they're manipulating space. They're still able to hit teams with that direct ball, that quality service that opens up the field, and I think that's an area that continues to grow for Lou City in terms of how multi-dimensional they can be and diverse they can be in the attack.
Despite the struggles this season for Pittsburgh in general, still only given up 9 goals this year, so they still have been a fairly sturdy defensive group. That's the 8th fewest allowed so far in the league. Griffin flies this over the top. It's a lengthy run. And Jacqueline is unable to latch onto as you take a look at this Pittsburgh side, and Bob Lilly, and he's been talking about it for really the last year and a half or so, about how this team needs to be more potent in the attack, how they need to find more ways to score goals. They're always going to be good defensively. They've given up fewer than 1 goal under Bob Lilly in the 200-plus games that he's coached. They need to find ways to unlock a player like Augie Williams, one of the all-time leading goal scorers in this league.
Well, and it's going to be fascinating.
There's a mistake, and this is an opportunity. Jansen Wilson rolls it wide. Adrian Perez has it shoveled out by Factor, and a corner kick for Lou City for the first time tonight.
Poor giveaway, but good defending in regards to the ability to make the next play predictable and putting Vector in that situation where he can win that ball.
First 5-5 corner of the match for Lou City. Rolls shallow. Serrano back out. Adrian Perez arcs high and over everybody up into the first row of the boys of Butchertown.
And we see this a lot with Lou City on early corners, that ability to play short. And as this game wears on, can they thin out the box? Because when you play short, you do have that 2v1 out wide, and you can elect to go 2 versus 1 or play that ball across as they did. And what you want to do is begin to manipulate the numbers inside that box, especially with a team that is so stout defensively in those aerial duels.
Twelfth minute of play. We're scoreless between Louisville City and Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Michael Waltering, Eric Dobransky, and our team with you here on CBS Sports Golazo. Augie Williams heads, but we get a foul inside of the 18. Augie Williams, 77 career goals. That's 5th most all time in this league's history. And Bob Lilly said there are certainly some things to worry about with Augie Williams, about integrating him within the group, but ultimately there have been injuries within this side. They haven't really had the continuity that you would expect, and he feels like the goals are only a matter of time for Augie Williams, who has proven that he can score no matter what system or what team he's on.
Yeah, and they're still building that collective, that cohesiveness, that fluidity in the attack, and that takes time. I mean, the attacking side is where you lack the most space, the decision-making, the timeliness of those decisions, being decisive. And what you just said, Augie Williams has been a player that has been on several different teams, and his production stays the same in terms of how dangerous he is. And when you have a forward that can integrate himself that way and can fit any sort of identity and any sort of tactical adjustments, I mean, it's going to start providing those moments they're looking for. And then defensively, as you mentioned earlier, it's going to be a team that stays very strong and stays compact and stays difficult to break down, and they don't beat themselves.
Williams last year with Indy 11, 10 goals, 32 appearances. Played for now 7 teams in his professional career. The USL on CBS Sports Network continues on May 28th with a Western Conference doubleheader. San Antonio FC takes on FC Tulsa at 8 p.m. Eastern, followed by Las Vegas Lights and Phoenix Rising at 10:30 p.m. Catch all the action on the CBS Sports Network. That is May 28th.
I think what is fascinating, Michael, is going into the season, both these clubs and these coaches were kind of looking at restructuring the way they were in both boxes. Lou City, prolific in the attack last year. I mean, they were scoring goals in bunches, but they were leaking goals. I mean, you talk to Danny Cruz, I mean, they led the league in points from losing positions. And that was a stat that he liked because it had their relentlessness, but he didn't want to own that stat. So defensively, it was a team that wanted to get more difficult to break down, more difficult to play against. And then Pittsburgh, what we talked about was their ability to attack, and they wanted to open up that final third. So you just wonder with both these teams, what gives? And right now, Lou City is executing in both boxes. Pittsburgh's still trying to find its identity as we see the foul on Perez. Pick up the yellow. Somebody who's heavy involvement have to play measured throughout the rest of this match, playing on the yellow.
Perez's yellow card presented by Bone Dry Roofing. Fans, if Lou City wins, you win. This season, Lou City has partnered with Penn Station to give you a free sub with the purchase of another. The offer is valid the following day after a win. Head to any participating Louisville area Penn Station location to redeem and say Lou City won at checkout, or use promo code LouBogo25 online. Miguel touches this ball along. Tosh knocks it right back to where it started. That ball goes out. To your point, Danny Cruz told us when we spoke to him this week, he said, I was tired of winning games 5-3 and 4-2. Certainly you love scoring goals. It's fun. It's fun to do that. But when you score 4 or 5, you should be able to breathe easily. And so many times last year, that was not the case. They had to grind games out because of the goals that they were allowing. And he said after watching that last year, their ultimate focus was on the defensive side of the ball. And so far, so good through 7 matches with just 4 goals conceded, the fewest in the league.
And I think what makes them so effective is how different each player is. Collectively, the identity is there on both boxes, how they want to play on and off the ball. But the personality and the characteristics of each of these players as they fit against different opponents, they just present something different and unique every single match. The tactical formation stays the same for the most part. They'll make some adjustments here and there, but their personnel makes it incredibly efficient and difficult for opponents to prepare for.
Sit back. City cross. Jones, Serrano, Adams. And the flag up for offside. Enter the Prinks Tire Tailgate Kit Sweepstakes for a chance to win a prize pack worth up to $3,000. Scan the QR code on the screen right now to enter. So far in this matchup, 2 shots, 1 on target for Pittsburgh, 1 shot for Lou City so far. Over the top, this ball goes from Mertz. Damian Loss out, slides, picks it up. Thought about going fast instead. Recycles one of the 4 matches currently going on in the USL Championship, and Lou City very much trying to track down Loudon, and so far Loudon is not having anything to do with it. They are on track for a 7th win of the year. 5 more minutes to go against Lexington, leading 4-1 in that game after they conceded the opening goal in that game. And with the way that Loudon is playing, and with the way that really the top 5 in the East right now are playing, there's no separation to be had between that group. And if you're at the bottom of the table, those top 5 positions are pulling away in a hurry, and the thought of a home game for any of those groups is starting to evaporate.
Well, you get such different responses from coaches about their perception of those early starts. And you ask Bob Lilly, I mean, he's very cautious of a slow start.
Maybe Perez's cross is knocked out. Davila gets it back wide. Adams resets. McFadden working one inside of the 18. Comes back out wide. Poking ball around. Davila knocks it down. Davila pokes it, and what a left-handed save by the 2024 USL Championship Goalkeeper of the Year, Eric Dick.
Clever from Davila. Good service in. The ability to play in tight spaces for Davila. And Eric Dick, the ability to read this through all of the traffic. It wasn't struck with a lot of pace, but it was still tricky to deal with.
At the 20-minute mark, we are scoreless between Pittsburgh and Lou City. Pittsburgh just one win in the last 8 meetings between these two sides. Last time that Lou City was shut out on this pitch was 2023. That Pittsburgh win, 1-0 in July. Albert Deke with a lone goal in the 68th minute of that game. Alongside Eric Dobransky and the rest of our team, I'm Michael Watrang. It's great to have you with us here tonight. This ball headed by Tosh. Williams shields Jones. Gets knocked out, and it is a foul. And it's going to set up Pittsburgh with a really good look at this opportunity.
And you can see Pittsburgh, their intent to get Augie Williams involved early, whether it's dropping in front of these 3 center backs or playing high. His ability to be crafty and resourceful in and around the box pays dividends and earns a free kick here in an area that Robbie Mertz can elect to do a variety of different things with this service.
2 in the wall right now. Robbie Mertz mashes across the way. Kyle Adams heads it away. Danny Griffin's second opportunity. Skies into the air, it gets knocked down, and a late run from Sean Suber pounds it over the top.
You have to like the work rate early here from Augie Williams. This second, third, fourth wave takes the shot here, does not stop running, and gets this ball back in the mix. Suber unable to get this on frame.
This portion of tonight's match is presented by Toyota and the Kentuckiana Toyota dealers.
Pittsburgh was a club last year that had a sputtering start to 2024, and they had spells where they played well mid-season, but those last 10 games were almost playoff game after playoff game to get themselves in.
That goes back to your point about the points early in the season. The more points you can accumulate at the beginning of the year, the less you have to chase once the end of the year rolls around. Yes, you saw teams, and you've seen it over the years, teams make those pushes at the end of the year to get into the postseason and use that momentum in the postseason. The challenge, though, is you're playing those playoff games. You're having to utilize your team differently, and eventually you just run out of gas.
Well, it's funny because you talk to the coaches, you obviously follow the league throughout the season, and the 2 teams that were in the final last year were off to very slow starts. I mean, Rhode Island were drawing games like that was going to be their entire season, and then Colorado Springs started winless in 5.
Adams, or McFadden rather, now back for Adams. Shakason forces Adams to clear it away, and a throw here for Pittsburgh. Aaron Barnes, the 24-year-old from Aurora, Illinois, throws and doesn't get the return feed as it's a throw now for Lou City. Well, they're known as the boys in purple, but tonight wearing the deep blue kits. It's their alternate kit, honoring the flag of Louisville from 1948 to 03 before the counties merged, and they developed a new flag. But something that you still see a lot throughout the area is that older Louisville flag, and they're honoring that here tonight wearing that deep blue kit, the third alternate kit for this 2025 year.
Danny Cruz had mentioned that he likes them, but was very clear that the last time they wore the third kit, they did not win. Of course, he would know the record of how they performed with the third kit.
Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big leagues, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. We thought that this might be a little bit of a defensive battle, at least at the beginning. 9 of the 12 goals scored this year by Lou City have come in the second half. Well, for Pittsburgh, they've only scored twice in the first half this season, so a bit of a feeling out process between these two groups so far. Since 2017, Pittsburgh has only scored multiple goals against Lou City twice in 17 matches. So it has been tough sledding against this Lou City group in the series history. Malty flies it into the sky. Mogel. Finally, it falls for Mertz. Mertz accelerates. Spies the box. Mertz arcs this ball in. Williams backpedals. It's Josh Jones in his first USL Championship start, knocking that away. Second phase action now. Low bouncer into the middle. Davila picks it off. Davila splits two defenders. Whips this ball around, but defensively back to retreat for the Hounds.
Pittsburgh has to be the team that feels better about the way this match is being played, the tempo that's being set. Good ball over the top.
Manny Perez knocks it off of a sliding Biasi, and it ricochets back off of Perez's foot and goes out for a goal kick.
This is where you have to stay alert for Pittsburgh. It just takes one ball to unlock the space that Lou City's looking for. And right now, when you look at it, the possession numbers are slightly in favor of Lou City, but it's typically been through the back line and the midfield. That it hasn't been anything challenging going forward or through the thirds that finds them in a situation where they have that ability to flood the box like they typically are and putting good layers in and around the goalkeeper. Whereas in Pittsburgh, they're regaining possession in positions where they have good numbers around the ball. They're able to get out of those areas, and whether it's connecting the other side or quick link-up play that allows them to get in a service, they have to feel like what they are doing is a bit more sustainable and consistent.
Head knock from Lindsay and Mogel. Stoppage in play here. Look at Carlos Mogel, who at the worst end of that. Danny Cruz talked about this Pittsburgh group, and he said you have to be smart with the ball in the end. It's always been a difficult team to break down. You also have to be very patient, because in a game like this, it's not going to be one of those free-flowing matches that happens frequently on this field in the way that Lou City wants to play. It's going to be a match where you might get 3, 4, 5 chances, and you have to be poised and patient enough to be able to capture those moments against a Bob Lilly coach side.
Yeah, 100%. He talked about winning some moments in transition and set pieces, that those were going to be two phases that were going to be important in this match, because structurally Pittsburgh just makes it so difficult, gets so compact quickly, make those channels very narrow, and then they put you in situations where you want to be bold and brave on the ball, but you also want to be careful and cautious and not give Pittsburgh the opportunity to counter themselves. So it's that cat and mouse. Where are you going to make the decision to play through the lines? Where are you going to make the decisions to exploit space that you want to? And 30 minutes in, Lou City are going to feel like there's more out there for them in this match, and they've just got to problem solve and be collaborative about what they're doing. But positive start from Pittsburgh on the road.
Augie Williams handles wide, directs traffic. Williams crushes this ball all the way across. Waiting there was Barnes. Barnes slides it right back in, and Adams sweeps it away. At the half-hour mark, we're scoreless between Lou City and Pittsburgh. Michael Watring, Eric Dobransky, and our team with you tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Lou City looking for a 13th consecutive home regular season win to match a USL Championship record. Pittsburgh looking to avoid a fourth straight loss for the first time since 2016. Welcome to the fans watching this game on WBKI, the official broadcast home for Louisville City FC.
To add to it, Pittsburgh, they're winning the battle of the territory, and they're doing it with second and third balls. They're picking up those actions and able to put themselves in positions where they're already beyond the line and already beyond some of their defensive responsibilities, and it's allowing them to be proactive, progressive, and they're anticipating extremely well. We would wonder, as both these teams had midweek matches, how that would look.
Williams from his rear taps it over, and Sean Tosh commits the foul, and the Hounds will have a long free kick here.
Clever from Robbie Mertz right here, knowing that they want to get back on the ball, put himself between the ball and Sean Tosh and make him make a play. You're going to want to put something dangerous in and around Damian Loss. The last ball was sent in with all the runners pretty much already passed, so they had to go backwards. Made it a bit awkward. Can you put this between that 6-yard box and this back line?
Robbie Mertz backpedals. Slingshots this ball across the field. The header right into the waiting paws of Damian Loss.
It's still asking a lot to finish from that angle and that pace. I mean, you've got to be absolutely precise on that header if you're going to beat a goalkeeper like Damian Loss.
The pressure of Augie Williams, and that was one area that Bob Lilly wanted to see improve from Augie.
Yeah, probably wants to see a bit more of it here. You've not seen them put Damian Loss under.
This ball heaved across. It's over the top, and it rolls out, and Damian Loss trying to set things up. The 23-year-old keeper. Perez and Tosh. This winds it up. It's again out of the reach of Jones. Another giveaway from Loss. Can Pittsburgh capitalize?
Almost a carbon copy of the previous play, and less pressure from Augie Williams.
Davila. He's pulled the strings well so far. Jones shows some comfort with the ball. High and over the top of everybody here. It's knocked down by Jansen Wilson. Tosh able to keep it in play. Manny Perez. 35 minutes in. I didn't think that Blue City would be held to just 2 shots in this game and only 2 touches inside of the attacking box so far. Thompson wants to have a word. Foggy Williams and Josh Jones.
You could see there in the play before, Danny Cruz wanting his group to play quicker, be more decisive on the ball. And that's where they're lacking that fluidity. They're lacking that energy, that liveliness to them.
After the fact, after that chat, Williams goes down, and here's what happened.
Gotta be careful if you're, looks like Sean Tosh, and looked like the talking to was Josh Jones and Augie Williams, and then Sean Tosh gets involved there, and that is 2 veterans right there.
Williams, one of the all-time leading goal scorers in the league. Sean Tosh has played more minutes than anybody else in the USL. Tosh outlets for McFadden. Serrano pokes it, gives it away. Shakason angles it wide. Robbie Mertz lifts it across. Adams there to deny any type of entry. McFadden corks a long ball. Jansen Wilson races after it, but Eric Dick is over.
And what is providing Lou City with such security right now is their presence in their own box, their ability to go up and make first contact, win those challenges, because they are just not connecting on the ball. You could see Ray Serrano coming all the way back into the defensive half to get on the ball. You have not seen a lot of involvement from Adrian Perez, and this is a Lou City side that takes a lot of value in that wide play, the ability to play numbers up, go 2 versus 1 to get the services in.
Manny Perez swings it in, and it is Sean Suber that erases.
And we've seen some of the most success for Lou City is that ball over the top to Perez. It's been isolated, and it's only been hints of it, but they've typically earned a corner or something dangerous.
5-5 corner for Taylor Davila. Davila boomerangs this ball all the way across, headed away only as far as Adrian Perez. Beats 2 men. Danny Griffin on, rolled in. McFadden was there, and he chips it over the top.
Oh, you have to believe that if this ball was kept a little lower, it would have been extremely difficult for Eric Dick to deal with, because a clever movement here by Perez out wide, and then recycled run by McFadden. Industrious touch there, just unable to keep it on frame.
Slows. rolls out for a Lou City throw. Davila swings it back. Josh Jones cycles. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download it now.
And you got to believe that Danny Cruz and this side are going to be disappointed that these are 2 first halves in a row, because they had talked about that first half against Minnesota United, that they allowed their opponent to set the tempo. They allowed them to dictate the pace. And that's been an extension of it here in this first 45. Obviously felt like the second half on Wednesday night was better, but you don't want to be a team that builds that trend to that theme that second halves are where you start to come out and play.
Jacqueson runs this ball in, and it's Josh Jones that swings it out. 5 more minutes plus stoppage time remaining in the first half. Do either side have a goal in there before the break? Michael Wandring, Eric Dobransky, and our team watching this one with you here this evening. Good to have you on board with us. Third all-time meeting. Adrian Perez finds space. Perez pounds off of Walty's foot, and Pittsburgh swinging away.
I mean, Pittsburgh just continues to do a good job of diverting Lou City. Every time that you feel like they can play fast,
Jansen Wilson unloads. Dick funnels it away. Pressure amplifying now for Lou City.
and those are those bold plays that are going to unlock space. Now, obviously, you're still settling for a shot from 25, 30 yards out, but you've got a superb run up and you've got all the power and pace to make this a challenging shot to deal with.
Gives it away. Griffin. Jacqueson chases after. Jacqueson over for Augie Williams. He just has to rescue now. Really good chance if that pass is more direct.
And that's two players working to get on the same page and working to build that cohesiveness together.
Danny Griffin has it. Cuts it across. Chantoche steps up to intercept. Johnson Wilson arcs this ball over the top. It bounces Manny Perez against Biasi. Back for Dink. Flies it out to midfield. Adams' header. Inaccurate. Over the top this goes. Augie Williams tracks it down. Augie Williams onside. Augie Williams has it knocked away by a hustling Chantoche.
What a play from Chantoche here. What a ball in behind. And Augie Williams, it just takes this last little touch. And Chantoche just reads this to perfection. Knows the delay and sells out. You could see afterwards how appreciative Damian Loss was of that intervention.
How many times have we seen Chantoche do that? veteran of this league, knocks that ball away. Pittsburgh not done yet, though, eyeing that opening goal. Walty thrown all the way through. Walty redirects the clearance. This one goes out for a Lou City throw as we close in on stoppage time. It's been a pretty entertaining 0-0 matchup between these two groups. Lou City entering second on the Eastern Conference table. It was a tie for 6 for Pittsburgh to enter the evening. Jefferson. Quick turn from Griffin. Through the middle of the field. This is excellent here from Manny Perez. Gallops away from an offender. Manny Perez out wide. It's Adrian Perez circling. Keeps it in play on the chalk. 2 minutes of stoppage time presented by the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Into the box it goes. It's over 2 men. Barnes sends it away. Mogel lofts. McFadden hunts it down. Mertz sends it to the sideline. Lou City throw. Closing in on the end of the first half. It's been a teetering moment defensively at times for these two sides, but without a goal so far. 6 shots to 5 for Pittsburgh. 3-2 shots on target advantage for the Hounds.
That's how delicate this game is. You can dominate what you feel like are expected goals or big chances, but you don't have anything to show for it. And for Pittsburgh, yes, they're absorbing the pressure from Lou City, but they have not rewarded themselves. So Lou City has to feel that there is a lot of this match left for them to go and get, because they feel like they have not played in rhythm as to this point as they play out of bounds. They are not clicking right now, and they'll make the adjustments at halftime and recognize what space is becoming available, but it's just going to take a higher level of execution from each player on the field, and they have to feel like they have that. Once they can get that going, they'll be playing with the threat that they're used to creating.
At home this season, Lou City have not allowed a first half goal. They're one of the 3 remaining teams without a home loss. This ball whipped across, knocked away. One more chance, perhaps? No, it rolls out. Likely will be the end of the opening 45 minutes of play here in Louisville, Kentucky, and there is that first half whistle. Eric, both sides understood the task at hand here this evening, and so far through 45, 0-0. Put on your coaching hat for a second. What do you say to these two sides at halftime?
I mean, for Pittsburgh, they have done a terrific job of being on the ball, but not having these casual turnovers that turn into transition moments for Lou City. They just need to be a bit more decisive in their runs in and around the box in the final third. They have to create that final moment, and for Lou City, the quality anticipation just has an uptick. They have to be able to be quality on the ball in those decision-making moments.
Halftime in Louisville. It is scoreless on Pumps at the Pitch night. Lou City and Pittsburgh Riverhounds 0-0 at the break. Streaks on the line here tonight. Plenty more to come in the second half, but when we come back, we'll look around the news and the notes and plenty more from around the USL when we return to Louisville, Kentucky.
You ready to lose?
Oh, you wish. Let's go.
It's time to power up your old checking account. That's why Commonwealth Credit Union created Power Checking. This incredible all-in-one account powers your spending, and with built-in high-yield savings, grows your balance at the same time. No minimums, no limits, just unparalleled benefits.
Best 2 out of 3.
Let's go.
Get to the next level with Power Checking, only from Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently.
Louisville is home. When I hear Louisville, I think warm, loving, friendly people, but very practical, hardworking people at the same time. People here are family, and you don't even have to be from here to find a connection with someone. Pride of Louisville never leaves you, even if you leave here. I feel like my children are well-rounded people because they've met a diverse group of people. Just in living and experiencing the city is tremendous.
The Louisville Corporate Games is back, and this is your shot to bring home the championship for your company. Get off the sidelines and into the action with events for every skill and fitness level. Whether you are a power player or just there to have fun, there's a spot for you and your company. Teamwork, competition, and a whole lot of bragging rights. Join WDRB and get into the game.
Rally your coworkers and get your company involved at LouisvilleCorporateGames.com.
At halftime in Louisville, Kentucky, where Lou City and Pittsburgh have played to a scoreless draw through the opening 45 minutes of play. USL and USL League One action is heating up. Let's take a look at the goals and the saves of the week.
Messer tracking back. Costa stays on it. Deflection comes in. Big save, Morse.
Seufert in midfield. Bends this down towards the end line. Kickers. Top shelf. Bang! Rustle the twine and make it 1-0. The striker Joshua Kirkland, his third goal of the season.
San Antonio with a takeaway here, and the lobbing of the goalkeeper is thwarted by a strong right hand from Coque Vegas. Huge.
Maldonado tosses it in again. Comes back out, swinging the leg with a nice laser beam. Luis Perez blasts this ball home. North Carolina breakthrough off of a set piece.
This week on USL All Access, look back at the week that was and an action-packed week ahead.
Rodrigo Lopez from Sacramento Republic joins us to talk his return to form, hopefully Republic's return to Open Cup glory. Mark Briggs, former Republic manager, now in the Eastern Conference with the Birmingham Legion.
No one knows it better than Roro and Mark Briggs. They're back together again, only on USL All Access.
Today we went to the beach, and it was totally worth it. Stay 2 nights, get a $50 Best Western gift card.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. 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 What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
Keza, here's Edward Keza! Is he the hero again?
Promotion relegation coming to the U.S.? How do you implement it? How long does it take?
Pro-Rel would absolutely be it.
It's time for us to be bold and ambitious and make a move. Okay, promotion relegation. We've opened Pandora's box.
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kinda everything.
Stay 2 nights, get a $50 Best Western gift card.
This new Toyota Tundra is amazing. It's rugged and capable.
Designed, engineered, and built right here in the USA.
And Tundra is more powerful and more fuel efficient.
The iForce Max hybrid powertrain delivers 437 horsepower.
And with the multi-terrain select, no matter what the conditions are, it automatically adjusts the engine throttle and traction.
Get up to $3,000 customer cash on a new 25 Tundra or 2.99 APR financing. Or lease a Tundra from $449 a month.
Toyota, let's go places.
Pubs at the Pitch night here in Louisville, Kentucky, and we are scoreless at the break between Lou City and Pittsburgh Riverhounds this evening. Michael and Eric back with you as we take a look at the news and the notes from around the rest of the U.S. Out launching this action. Pubs at the Pitch night here in Louisville, Kentucky, trying to give the Dogs something to celebrate. When we come back, we'll take a look at our first half highlights and have the second half game.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings with over $600 in digital coupons each week, plus up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can go here, surf's up, here, woo, and here.
Get a new 25 gas-powered Corolla or any new Camry with 4.99 APR financing. Lease a Corolla from $219 a month or Camry from $289 a month.
Your summer starts here and just keeps on going.
Toyota, let's go places.
Toyota took the best-selling Highlander and made it bigger, more powerful, and more fuel efficient.
With your choice of 3 different powertrains, with a driving range of nearly 600 miles on a tank of gas, and you've gotta love the 12.3-inch touchscreen.
The big news is right back here, with over 20 cubic feet of cargo space.
Behind a full-size third row.
Now get 6.75 APR financing on any new Highlander or Grand Highlander.
Toyota, let's go places.
The USL on CBS is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel partner of the United Soccer League. Michael and Eric back with you as we get ready for the second half. Let's look back.
Ability to finish, and that tackle and that intervention was massive to say the least. And you can see Damian Loss really pleased with Sean Tosh, who has just made a living of making those big game plays. And those are the moments that Lou City is making in both boxes right now that has them at 12 goals for and only 4 conceded.
Lou City is preparing a few changes here at halftime. Substitutions brought to you by Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education. The Kentucky Lottery. It is Arturo Ordonez, Philip Goodrum, and Kevin Lambert all coming onto the field. They replace Adrian Perez, Josh Jones, and Carlos Mogel. Message sent to this group. We'll start the second half trying to get something accomplished here at home. A win tonight would be a 13th consecutive home victory for Lou City in the regular season, to match an all-time USL Championship record. Second half underway. It is Pittsburgh Riverhounds on the road against Louisville City. Michael Watrang, Eric Dobransky, and the rest of our team with you here this evening. It's great to have you with us, and we invite you to hang out with us the rest of the way in this 23rd all-time clash. What do you think about those changes that Lou City makes? Obviously, Goodrum can be a massive impact for this team, but what do you think about 3 changes here at half?
I think you change the look, you change the ideas in the second half. You knew something was going to have to be changed for Lou City because they have to go into the break thinking that not necessarily they got
5-5.
And immediately you see the impact of that starting positions. They're higher up the field. They're able to flood the box. They had good layers. Earn an early corner kick.
This ball in, knocked down, and thrown away by Factor. Second opportunity. Serrano slides it through. Perez unable to work it around. Biasi and company. Appeals for a foul from the Hounds. Davila. McFadden. McFadden finds space. Hooks this ball back post. Walty heads. Lambert chips it right back in looking for Goodrum, and then Augie Williams holds for a moment before Lambert again pokes it away.
And this is what we've come to expect from Lou City sides, the ability to not only initial press, but to repress and be relentless in that pressure. That's something that they lacked in that first 45, at least sustainably. You saw hints of it, sprinkles of it here and there where it did turn into something dangerous offensively, but nothing where it was consistent, where you felt Pittsburgh was under duress.
Area of Lou City's attack that is underrated. They brought a lot of guys back from last year. They made the additions as well. But Elijah Winder now with LA Galaxy, he is gone. The man that came in to take his place, Zach Duncan, had 2 assists in the first 4 matches of the season. He is injured and out for an extended window of time. And they're very much trying to find somebody in the midfield to help aid in that missing piece. Serrano might be that man as he flies it wide. Serrano out to McFadden, has his pass knocked away by Barnes. Behind McFadden this time. Keeps it in play. Davila, McFadden from Serrano. Pittsburgh passed the initial test, but Lambert gets right back to it. Now holds on. Lambert laces this ball, but it rolls gently into the cradles of Dick.
Again, forcing turnovers higher up the field with collective numbers in and around. That's something that was not present in the first 45. When they did win possession, it was isolated. It didn't have the numbers that Lou City liked to present in the attack to be dangerous. And already Kevin Lambert has made his presence known. And obviously Goodrum earned that foul early, but besides that, minimal involvement. We're 5 minutes in though. But you have to like the energy that Lou City's come out and played with thus far.
Davila chips to space, nobody over there. Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. With Carolina FC face off against Oakland Roots on May 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Davila springs forward, loses possession. Suber there to gather.
That's where we've seen Taylor Davila been so dangerous on the dribble, the creativity, the vision. He's playing 2 steps ahead of everybody. His playmaking ability has just flourished in his career, and that's one that just got away, whether he was just different pages with his teammate.
Tosh changes the field, and it's past McFadden. This is a Louisville team that has scored in 23 consecutive regular season games. Dating back to July of 2024, they've scored in 28 consecutive home regular season games. Pittsburgh, the last team to blank Lou City back in July of 2023. That's also the last time that Pittsburgh won one of these meetings, and the only time in the last 8 overall between these two clubs. Adams able to get it around. Edrak. Ordonez against his former side. Right through the middle, it's Augie Williams. Augie Williams hits it first time, and it is coming back and over. Ordonez knocking that ball away and out for a Pittsburgh corner.
And Lou City has just been terrific in emergency defending. We saw it in the first half with Sean Tosh and the Augie Williams chance here. The same thing. Ordonez selling out on that play. Still got to deal with this corner though.
Jimmy Mertz lines it up, arcs this ball in. Ordonez sends it away. It rolls out. Danny Griffin twirls, pivots, retracts. Just to the ground by Perez. Along the sideline, angles it for Jansen Wilson. Shoots it across the park. Serrano over his head. Jacqueson. Those 2 different defenders knock the ball away. Ultimately taken by Louisville, but Walty recovers. Griffin able to elude that defender and maintain possession. Ordonez, Adams. Davila, Tosh.
And that was another example of where Lou City is just not punishing Pittsburgh tonight. That ability to not only regain possession, but play forward at a rapid rate. They've played sideways and backwards quite often, and some of that is that caution that you don't want to allow Pittsburgh to counter you, but you also have to make those decisions as Kevin Lambert is trying to lay off to Damian Loss and concedes a corner.
For Sarah. Cruz made 3 changes in halftime, looking to find the right pieces. And it's Robbie Mertz that ties a 4th corner of the match for the Hounds. Mertz studies. Mertz boomerangs this ball only as far as Adams. Out for Walty. Pulls it back along. Take it away. Serrano looked like he had the edge, but unable to hold off. Davila. Throws this over. It'll slow it down was Jansen Wilson. And Eric Dick settles and slices. Lambert controlled for a second. Walty gets it right back. Davila. Lambert, Serrano. Cuts up the defense now. He sprints forward. Serrano weaves wide. McFadden. Davila. Adams. Ordonez and Tosh. Davila. Lambert. Davila. McFadden. Well, there's patience. That's exactly what Danny Cruz wanted to see from his team, but ultimately in the end, Pittsburgh holds strong and forces the giveaway.
Yeah, they're just misfiring in some key moments. Lou City are. You got to think that both these teams are wanting to get more involvement from Lou City. It would be Ray Serrano. And for Pittsburgh, it would be Burton Jacqueson. You haven't seen, other than maybe a few moments in the first half, where he and Augie Williams looked to connect and were facing the goal and were in dangerous space. That's kind of been few and far between. And Ray Serrano, he's been on the ball, on the dribble, at pace, a lot in midfield, but nothing in the final third. He had the service into Taylor Davila earlier, but besides that, minimal involvement in the attacking third. So those are two players, one for each team, that each of these coaches would really enjoy seeing faced up, going at their defender 20, 25 yards away from goal.
Lambert recovers. Walty knocks it down. Pittsburgh looked to rush. And Lou City settles back in. Jackson Walty. Along and it rolls back. Dick, it has to come outside of his box to clear that. Couldn't wait long enough to try to get the hands on it with Augie Williams lurking. Edrak, the hero in the Open Cup match a couple nights ago. The 6th-minute winner against NYCFC, the header. The former UCF and Akron product.
Seen Bob Lilly use him in midfield as well when they were playing a 4-back set. The versatility, the adaptability of Edrak has made him, in his first year, extremely useful. Poor giveaway. Oh. Foul by Sean Tosh. Like Lou City had them exactly where they wanted them on that turnover, but push at the end.
Full sunset here in Louisville, Kentucky. Watching this matchup just beyond the 1 hour mark. Scoreless between Louisville City and Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Entering the night, could be a record-setting type of night. If Louisville wins, it would be a 13th consecutive regular season home win to match the 2014 Orlando City mark. Pittsburgh, meanwhile, looking to snap a 3-game losing streak. They haven't lost 4 straight in nearly a decade. Go back to 2016. Williams lines it back for loss. Augie Williams forces the clearance to go out. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more. All on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app.
You just have to wonder what's going to be the breakthrough for either of these sides if they're able to find one. And here, each coach pleading with their players to receive on the half turn, the ability to play quick with pace, be decisive.
Danny Griffin throws it over. It's Augie Williams. Has another chance denied before it hits the keeper. Ordonez knocks this away. Transitional moment in the other direction. Perez is shoved to the surface. It's going to be a foul, and it's going to be a card on Danny Griffin.
And the 3 blocks that Lou City have had tonight on Augie Williams, I mean, it's just a testament to the professionalism and how prepared you are as a defender, knowing that he wants to prep it, to put it on his right foot. All 3 times have allowed Lou City to get back in the play. There's been a ball that has broken them defensively and has put a veteran and a prolific goal scorer like Augie Williams in front of goal. But their ability to recognize that he wants to get it on his right foot, that he's going to need a touch there. Their run never stops, and it's paid off with 3 massive interventions.
Ray Serrano's service barely gets past that first man, but it's knocked away. Since 2017, these teams have played to 0-0 draws 3 times. All 3 times have happened in Pittsburgh, never here in Louisville. We're trending in that direction, maybe 25 minutes or so. Something will change. Davila lines this up, unleashes a ball. Dick stops it, and right there was Barnes, fortunately stepping in front of Lambert.
This ball is hit with tremendous pace. That's what Taylor Davila does not need a lot of, and that's space to get the pace and power that he wants on this ball. But again, Eric Dick shows why he's a Golden Glove winner, and his ability to fight through all of that traffic, continue to stay set, continue to stay true to his positioning. Sometimes you see a ball like that sneak right past a goalkeeper because they pick up on it so late.
And we're getting into that time of the match where Lou City have been at their best. 8 of their 12 goals scored this year have come in the final 25 minutes. Walty lays it wide. Pittsburgh looking to get that breakthrough. Up top, Ordonez sweeps it away. Izrak. Aaron Barnes. Augie Williams gets a little bit of an edge here. He keeps it in play. Williams crosses. Adams is there, though. With that first touch, these back lines have been timely with their clearances. That ball will roll out for a goal kick here in the final 24 minutes or so. The USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN+. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. Adams. McFadden. How much do you credit the back lines and defensive work of these two teams versus the inability for the attacking units to be cohesive and find ways to break down the defense?
I would go with your first point. I think both back lines have been true to the identity in terms of the structure that's in front of them. They've closed the lines. They've guided their teams extremely well. And you could see it in some of the decision making in the giveaways. I mean, you can want your teams to play faster and receive some of these passes on a half turn, but when those channels are closing so quickly, it does make it extremely difficult.
Mertz lays it back. Walty tosses it in. Down by Jockeson. Edrak. Barnes. Edrak again. Slings it all the way across. This one bounces a couple times, and did it go out for a goal kick? No, it did not. It goes out for a throw. For the Hounds. In the first half, we had our fair share of shots, but we've only had 3 combined shots so far here in the second half, and we're at the midway point.
Yeah, Lou City came out in the second half flying, looked lively, ball popping off their foot, but credit to Pittsburgh, they've responded. They absorbed that early pressure. They've found the outlets that have earned them some advantages territorially. Foul there on Wilson.
Danny Cruz said that he was tired of winning games 5-2 and 5-3. I think that it was more of how many goals that they were giving up, not necessarily how many goals that they were scoring. As with 20 minutes to go, they are in danger of being shut out at home for the first time in nearly 2 years.
And besides the chances for Augie Williams, we have not seen any loud chances for Lou City and for Pittsburgh as well. I mean, that ball from Perrin Barnes into Robbie Mertz early in the first half, that was probably one of the better spells of play in the build.
Wilson stumbles. Walty takes over. Serrano, team leader in goals this year. Davila. McFadden. Davila swings it along, and Eric Dick backpedals and catches. Roughly 20 more minutes to go here in this matchup. Pittsburgh playing to a scoreless draw. In the first 22 innings, Lou City has won 10. Only 5 wins so far for the Hounds, as they were trying to change that tonight and pick up a victory on the road for the first time this year. Davila. Adams. Serrano foul. Chance for a restart and a pretty good spot here if you're Lou City. Substitutions oncoming, brought to you by Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education. It's the Kentucky Lottery. Pittsburgh making 2 changes. It's Aiden O'Toole and Junior Etu coming in. They replace Jacqueson and Biasi. City going to make 1 as well. Amadou Dia replaces Manny Perez. Perez playing on a yellow card. No longer have to worry about that the rest of the way in this match. And Cruz made 4 changes to the starting 11. He's now made 4 changes in this game. Davila and Serrano hover on top. Eric Dix had a good night tonight, 3 saves. Davila touches, Serrano charges, Serrano slingshots it along. Knocked away. Serrano. Wilson flies it to the sky. Lambert angles it along, Goodrum. Manny Cruz calls a pest. He's right there with 3 different men. Griffin brings it in. Has plenty of space in front of him. Griffin with choices. Danny Griffin fakes the first, shoots the second. And another block. Barnes back for Walty. Edrak lifts it along. Williams trying to find space. Ordonez flicks it into the sky, and losses there. This back line for Lou City is not letting anything even reach their keeper tonight.
When you're winning first contact, it makes it so difficult for attacking players because you're set, you're occupying your area. Obviously, you can recycle your runs, but when they're all then predicated on chasing a second and third ball because you've lost first contact. But I also think the wide delivery from both teams can be sharper. I think there's moments where they've been able to get good numbers in the box, both teams, and have gotten players that are typically very quality, but they've just missed that action.
This ball crossed over. Serrano knocks it down. Goodrum twirls and unloads. Another block. This time the Hounds return the favor. Adams. Serrano. Tempo increasing here in the final quarter hour. Adams across the field. Wilson measures. Wilson touches it in. Eric Dix smothers.
Yeah, that's always going to be a tough ask. Anything you put inside the 6-yard box. I mean, both of these goalkeepers with quality and game understanding that each of these keepers possess. I mean, you're going to have to put a lot of traffic in front of Eric Dick for a ball like that to skip through.
Vincent Wilson gets the leg up there, and he made contact with Junior Etu. Thompson has yet to make a decision. I'm sure he'll consult with his assistant referee as well.
It did look like Matt Thompson had pointed the direction of Lou City initially, and I think that's where he's explaining to Pittsburgh that he is, in fact, giving them the free kick. You see, catching Junior Etu with that cleat.
See Etu back up after the contact. Decision is Pittsburgh free kick. Factor puts the ball back in play. It's out of reach of Mertz, and a throw for the boys in purple. Louisville ticket packages for the 2025 season are now live. Join the boys in purple all year long with season tickets, starting at just $15 per game. Visit bluecity.com to learn more. Beautiful sights. All of American soccer. Last night, facing Louisville getting a victory. Taylor Flint, the lone goal in that one, a 1-0 victory. And tonight will be a late stunner for Lou City, looking to extend along a 12-match home regular season winning streak since the start of 2024. They've won 19 of the 20 games here at home. They haven't had a draw on this field since 2023.
Gotta wonder what both these sides look to do with time ticking away. I mean, for Pittsburgh, I mean, the heavy road matches that they've had and are going to have. Do you see human nature kind of creep in where you naturally start to retreat into your own end, look at a point being very valuable on the road? And do you invite some of that Lou City pressure in the end?
Serrano fires this ball into the 18. Nunez comes back. Serrano knocks it away. Now a long ball for it. Augie Williams races. Flag staying down. Augie Williams wallops. Loss. Shovels it away. Another breakaway for Augie Williams and another response from Lou City.
And this being the fourth big chance. What a ball played in for Augie Williams tonight. And this being the first that wasn't blocked from a defender along the Lou City back line. Just unable to bring this ball across Damian Loss. But that touch just drags him farther away from frame and puts it in a tough angle.
Lou City back on the front foot. Jansen Wilson. Top, Davila touches it along. Trying to return that feed was Serrano, unable to do so. Wilson spins it through the middle. Lambert unloads. And that ball always rising, ends up above the bleachers. Evan Davila is going to come in and replace Jansen Wilson in the midfield. Substitutions brought to you by Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education. That's the Kentucky Lottery. 10 more minutes to go in this one. Will we have a winner before the night is out between Louisville and Pittsburgh? Michael Watring, Eric Dobransky, and the rest of our team with you here tonight in Louisville. The boys in purple looking for a 13th consecutive regular season home win. Looking to match the all-time record that was set in 2014 by Orlando City. They won the league that year in the regular season, but they were upset in the first round of the playoffs, 1-0 against Harrisburg City. Here tonight, Louisville can extend that run. They haven't been shut out at home in their last 28. Pittsburgh the last to do that. Hounds haven't lost 4 in a row since 2016, as they've given up multiple goals in each of their last 3 in the regular season. They're shut out so far tonight.
And for Pittsburgh, you have to feel like they've created the quality looks that they've wanted. I mean, mentioned the one from Robbie Mertz earlier, that being about 18 yards away at the top of the box, but the 4 from Augie Williams, and only one of those 4 actually turning into a shot on goal. Williams only the 1 goal in the season so far. If this Pittsburgh offense is going to get up and running, obviously he is anticipated to be a big part of that. And you just never saw him and Jacqueline get flowing and get in rhythm. And again, I think credit to both these teams defensively. I'm not trying to say that what these two teams have done on the ball has not been great. I also don't think that both these coaches are going to look at this as an offensive masterclass. But I do think that these two teams are so difficult and so structured defensively that you knew that it was going to take a big play to break through. You knew it wasn't going to be a high-scoring affair. But you also have to imagine that the 4 chances from Augie Williams, I feel like one of those should have been more dangerous.
It's a foul on Pittsburgh and a free kick here for Lou City. Bradley Sample ready to come in. He will replace Robbie Mertz in the final 10 minutes of this matchup. Substitution brought to you by Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education. That's the Kentucky Lottery.
I just also think naturally we were going to see a tough match with both these teams playing a midweek Open Cup game. Both of them coming up, Lou City playing Lexington on a Thursday night on May 1st. But Pittsburgh playing at home against North Carolina FC on the Saturday. I mean, this was going to be a congested part of the schedule where they were going to have that gritty matchup.
Free kick here for Lou City. Serrano and Davila are there. Whistle blows, Serrano walks it off. Taylor Davila rockets into the wall, second bite. Again blocked. Adams. Evan Davila to his brother. Multi knocks it away. Multi slides it down the field in a foot race here. O'Toole unable to get there before Serrano knocks it away. Cruz on the sideline applauding that effort from Ray Serrano. Wanted to see better defense this year. He's only given up 4 goals all season long in the regular season. 5 wins, 2 draws entering the night. The last remaining unbeaten team in the USL Championship, looking to keep pace at the top of the table with Loudoun, who won tonight 5-1. Serrano, Amadou Dia gets to it in time. Flag stays down. Goodrum, endless amount of energy. Adams unable to hold on. 5 more minutes plus stoppage time remain.
This is where Pittsburgh is going to want to be careful. 5 minutes left. You know you're going to get Lou City's best shot to turn you over higher up the field. Create that one moment. You've gone this long, back and forth. You create one more quality look.
Pittsburgh have not attempted 10 shots in any match this season. They're sitting at 9 right now. Multi across the park. Hetsu swings it in. Tosh off the thighs. McFadden does the same and sweeps it away. Only Hartford have attempted fewer shots this year than the Hounds. And they've now surrendered at least double-digit shot attempts in 5 consecutive. But so far a stalemate. And if there is a goal tonight, it would most definitely be a winner. Hetsu Etu flies this ball around on the post. It's O'Toole leaping. And it's out for a goal kick.
Good dangerous service to this back post. Good shape. Lou City in a dangerous situation. Pittsburgh, the commitment to get numbers in there.
Foul given. McFadden between two defenders, including Etu. Serrano's service. It's lost in the lights before Dick backpedals and snares.
And that's been the letdown for both teams. I mean, Robbie Mertz, who is usually precise. Obviously, we saw the Open Cup winner to Edrak. He's so dangerous on those services. Ray Serrano, same thing. Even in the run of play, both these teams have misfired with those services out from wide spaces.
Davila has his jersey tugged, and because of that, it's a foul. It's a booking as well for Bradley Sample.
And if this turns into something dangerous, Bradley Sample is going to want to look back, and he had good support. It was actually Jackson Walty that had the pull. See good support. Walty with the pull of the jersey. No need to concede a foul there, and you pick up the yellow.
Bone Dry Roofing presenting our yellow card this evening. Long way away here. Davila chips it into the area. McFadden's header loops down. Adams has a chance. He misses it wide. No touch from Dick, despite appeals from Lou City.
And you win the battle of first contact, just unable. What an open header for Aiden McFadden, just unable to get on this second ball. But it just lacked the power to beat Eric Dick, and you needed a second play on it. It wasn't going to beat. I think Aiden McFadden was frustrated with his header, but I don't know if that was going to be the scoring opportunity. It was his teammates putting themselves in situations where they could get on that ball.
3 minutes of stoppage time presented by the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Just a couple more minutes for a winner in this one. Pittsburgh haven't scored a goal after the 75th minute this year. Lou City has one goal in second half stoppage time. That was Amadou Diaz's equalizer at Sacramento in the 98th minute on April 5th. Down the line it goes, backpedaling. Serrano throws it across. Walty clears it away. And how many times have we seen Lou City have a late set piece winner? 5-5 corner set up here for Serrano. Serrano boomerangs into the area. Dick is there. Sure-handed catch.
Eric Dick has been tremendous tonight. The ability to be calm and composed, command his box. I mean, we talked about the back lines for both these teams. and the structure that they provide, the communication. Both these goalkeepers have been spot on as well. Obviously, Eric Dick has had to deal with a lot more of the wide services and the ability to read some of the angles and some of the pace of which those services were played in. As you mentioned, sure-handed there, didn't spill anything. No second chance opportunities throughout the night.
Dia has his pass, take a ricochet. Walty recovers. His pass though, lose the target. Dia right back on. Goodrum, Adams funnels it along. Dia arcs it around over the head of Goodrum. Lambert gets to it. Seconds left in this one. Serrano. It's off of a defender, out to Tosh. Tosh will pick it up for a throw. Most definitely the final crack at this, and we get a stoppage here. An injured man down for Pittsburgh. Good news for Pittsburgh. First time this year they've had double-digit shots, sitting on 10 in the game. Bad news, still unable to score. The third fewest in the league entering the night with just 6 goals this year. Pittsburgh's going to use a final change here. Max Broughton replaces Perrin Barnes to ensure that the Hounds are able to beat a level playing field here for the final action of the night. A long throw here for Lou City. Trying to wreak havoc here at the end. Amadou Dia has the ball in his hands. Final moment of the evening. Dia tosses this ball in. There's nobody but Hounds there. A check of the watch for Matt Thompson. No whistle yet. Last chance, knocked along. Ordonez unable to slow it down. It's a goal kick. Lambert commits the foul. And there is the full-time whistle. So a chance at history by the wayside for Lou City. Their 12-match home winning streak comes to a close. And they are also shut out at home for the first time in 29 matches since Pittsburgh did it here in 2023. The final margin tonight, 0-0 between Lou City and Pittsburgh.
What we've come to expect defensively from both these sides. So challenging to break down. Two teams that do not beat themselves. Pittsburgh, a valuable point on the road. Lou City just never able to shift into that gear that we're used to seeing on the offensive side. And again, credit to Pittsburgh. They guided them into spaces they were okay with conceding and never gave them that loud opportunity they were seeking. So both these teams have to settle for a 0-0 draw.
Tonight's game resulted in a Kroger clean sheet. 0 goals, 0 hunger, 0 waste. A clean sheet for the best defensive team in the league. Pittsburgh's 3-game losing string comes to a close. It's a stalemate tonight in Louisville. Eric and I will recap the night here in Louisville when we come back. 0-0, the final.
Summer's here, and with the new Toyota, you can do all the things that make summer, summer. Take a Grand Highlander and go root for the home team. Send newlyweds off in a Camry. Congrats.
Thanks.
Or catch some waves with a RAV4. Still got it.
Now you can get a new 25 RAV4 with 4.99 APR financing, or lease a gas-powered RAV4 for $329 a month with 2 years no-cost maintenance.
Your summer starts here. That limbo.
Toyota, let's go places.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings with over $600 in digital coupons each week, plus up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Ready to upgrade your air for less? Durr does that. Right now, get a new water heater for free when you upgrade your heating and cooling system. Saving you money, just another reason A+ Durr is your call for comfort.
Take a look at tonight's highlights from a 0-0 draw this evening. Michael Watring, Eric Dobransky tying the knot on our coverage as we take a look at the move of the match presented by Toyota in this recovery from Sean Tosh.
These are defensive plays that are asked to be made each game, and Sean Tosh right there to intervene. That was a scary sight, getting Augie Williams on the ball into space. But Sean Tosh, that commitment to sell out, get in front of that ball, and then Taylor Davila grew into this match as it wore on, getting on the ball in the final third in some positive areas, just unable to force Eric Dick into a difficult save where he put anything out in front in his 6-yard box. And then Augie Williams had 3 big chances. Now, only one of them turned into a shot on goal and tested Damian Loss. But still, the chances were there. He got himself into good areas, and then Aiden McFadden getting on this header. Not enough power on it to put it past Eric Dick, but hoping one of his teammates was able to collect that second action. But they go scoreless in this match, and Blue City, they controlled the possession, but you probably talked to Danny Cruz, and he wanted some more urgency there in the final third.
Here's your stats from tonight, 12 shots to 10. 3 shots on target apiece for Lou City. Their 12-match home winning streak is done, but they still remain the last unbeaten in the league. That's 14 consecutive regular season unbeaten matches. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, their 3-game losing streak in the league is snapped as they avoid a 4-game skid for the first time since 2016. Pumps at the pitch night, still a fun one here in Louisville, despite the scoreless draw here this evening. Lou City remains the last unbeaten. Pittsburgh gets a draw on a productive week, and 3 more on the road here in May. For my partner tonight, Eric Dobransky, and the rest of our crew, I'm Michael Watring saying so long from Louisville, where it's a scoreless shutout between Lou City and Pittsburgh. Good night, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.
That's